Hello, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Michael Vasquez, and I want to take a moment to speak with you all. As some of you may be aware, for years I've maintained a small business as a political commentator of national news and interviewing candidates and elected officials across central New York and the southern tier. My efforts have led to 2 citations in scholarly works and hundreds of thousands of readers across the entire globe via the internet. Still, as a homeowner and resident of Binghamton, New York, like far too many Americans, I felt ever less satisfied with Congress and the convictions of our representatives. Thus, a little more than 6 months ago, I made an announcement that I was exploring a run for the New York 22nd Congressional District in 2014. Since that time, I've traveled across the district, speaking to college students, retirees, various business owners and professionals, housewives, and everyone else. I have engaged the public in discussions on how we're being represented in Congress, the job that Congress is doing, and the issues that are facing our nation. The result of these conversations has been very enlightening. When I first looked at a run for office, the approval rate for Congress was about 15%. Jobs were the primary focus of the public, and our president had just enacted more than 20 executive orders that affected our freedoms without the consent of Congress and the silence of many of our representatives. Now, the approval rate for Congress is about 8.5%, and jobs remain the main concern of the average American. The nation has endured revelations about the abuse of power by the NSA, a unilateral attempt to engage in hostilities in Syria, and a famously failed launch of Obamacare, among many, many other events. For the New York 22nd, in this time span, over and over, people have asked, where was our representative? Where was our voice in Congress? What was being done in our collective names to make these situations better? Over the last 6 months, I have also spoken to business owners and political organizations across the entire New York 22nd. Time and again, I have been grilled about who I am and what I intend, and rightfully so, because I'm not a politician. Yet, as a former political commentator, the issues that concern all Americans are issues that I have written about and spoken about for years. My views, which are well documented in my near decade of political commentary and news coverage, have not changed and not going to change because of my political beliefs. My answers to these leaders and small business owners remain the same as I have written on every subject that has been in the public mindset, and many that are out. In each of these discussions, whether to an individual or to large groups, the result is the same. I have received acclaim for my passion and my passionate belief that Congress must reconnect with the public to ensure that we have a better government. I've gained a following, waiting to see my next steps. I've received encouragement with the caveat that I face an uphill battle should I decide to go further. For all these reasons, and more, I understood that my initial thought in April was correct. That while the New York 22nd was finally a district that no longer was under the thumb of political gerrymandering, it is far from receiving effective leadership and representation. In fact, as I spoke to people, I'd say some 1 in 10 still believe that Representative Hinchin is in office. Almost 1 in 4 couldn't tell you who is representing them. And virtually half were unaware of anything that's been done to help them by our representative in Congress, and for those that did, they were very upset. I feel the obligation of those that are elected to the House of Representatives to be a reflection of the people that have elected them, to present the issues facing the nation, the choice of action that the representative feels is best, and to ultimately defend the position that constituents want, no matter what that position may be. That isn't happening in Congress. That's not happening in New York, nor in almost any other part of the nation. Some elected politicians have mastered the art of 30-second sound bites and flip-flopping on all the issues. They've become so secure in their chance of re-election. The bar of entry has been raised so high in terms of cash that the effort to compete is almost impossible. That many in Congress act as if they are the modern-day equivalent of the nobility classes. This disparity is too wide. This abuse of the good faith of the public is too common. I can no longer sit idly by, and my political commentary, like that of many in the media, is not strong enough. Therefore, I am announcing that I will be running for the 2014 New York congressional seat for the 22nd District on the Republican ticket. This is a grassroots effort. I am not independently wealthy, nor am I blessed with political connections that have been developed over the past decades just so I can seek political power. I am not a politician. I'm a hardworking American, a homeowner like many who are overwhelmingly the majority that believe that the ineffectiveness of Congress today is not because of the laws that are in place, but because of the lack of conviction of many of those who have become elected. I'm running for office not because I desire a position in Congress, but because there is a need for a representative that is concerned and connected to the reality that is the average American across this country and this district. I invite everyone listening to this speech today, or reading it on the internet, to seek out what I have said over the years, to learn what I believe as a candidate for Congress and what I believe is necessary for the New York 22nd. I ask you to come join me as I go across the New York 22nd and to learn more of what I believe and to ask me your questions so that I can answer. An effective Congress starts with effective representation and representatives that are connected to what the constituents believe and need. I want to take our concerns to the floor of Congress and to make a better government. I'm going to earn your trust and your faith and your vote. I thank you, and I look forward to seeing everyone out on the road.